Here is an update on my thoughts after moving from Sydney to the Central Coast. I have lived here for about 18 months now. Let's start with the pros. The first pro is obviously the lifestyle and the pace of the Central Coast. I did struggle living in Sydney with how manic it was, traffic, feeling like it was really difficult to get around. Things like that on the coast are so much easier. You're everywhere you need to be in 10 minutes, and I really, really like that. I also love being able to drive and not rely on public transport like I did in Sydney. Pro is obviously housing affordability. If you actually watch my TikTok, you know that that didn't work out for us and we are living at my parents' house on the Central Coast because our mortgage was too expensive. That being said, our $1 million mortgage has got us a 4-bedroom home with a studio, as compared to Sydney that would have got us a 1-bedroom apartment. Now, the cons, the things we have struggled with since moving, the big one is commuting. My partner commutes to Sydney 6 days a week for work. He's a tradie and he leaves at 5 a.m. and because of his hours, he is sometimes not home till 7 p.m. and that has been an absolute killer for us. And I would really say, if you are thinking of moving from Sydney to the Central Coast, think about your ability to commute. Luckily, I work locally. If there were 2 parents commuting, for me, I think that is unachievable. My other thought that has come to the forefront since living here is that it is obviously laid back, but there is definitely less to do. And this is just a personality thing, but sometimes I can find it quite boring and repetitive. Living here as a mum, it is definitely child friendly and I feel really safe and confident taking my son out to the shops, to the beach, all those sorts of things which I really enjoy. Whereas I feel like I'd be a bit more jumpy or not as confident in Sydney, especially after what happened at the Bondi shopping centre. I don't know, I feel like that's a weird one, but that is something that I really enjoy about living on the coast. Is that something I have struggled with has been how my career has changed. Practicing law up here, it is very different to Sydney. So it depends on the particular field you work in, but for me, I do feel my career is a bit stifled here, I'll be honest. Yeah, I feel like it's just truly 50-50 and just depends what you want out of life.